Well, welcome back, YouTube. Today we got Willie. It's a total disaster. Well, about a critical drinker too at that. I can't believe I missed this. YouTube, you gotta fix these notifications, bro. That stuff's been annoying. But anyway, let's check this on out.
Truly, the good Lord giveth, and he taketh away. No sooner has Andor come out and raised the tantalising possibility that Lucasfilm are actually still capable of making decent stuff when the right creatives are involved, then they go ahead and release Willow, and it's pretty much business as usual again. Honestly, it's tough to think of a show that manages to condense so many of the tired, predictable tropes of modern writing into one project. From the gratingly awful, cringe-inducing dialogue to the smug, insufferable characters, the laundry list of diversity and inclusion tick boxes taking the place of actual personalities, the thinly veiled contempt for the source material, and the brain-destroying attempts at snarky comedy, Willow is basically the congealed, filth-encrusted manifestation of every single thing wrong with modern entertainment. And it's not like people were even crying out for a TV sequel to a goofy 1980s fantasy movie about dwarves and talking goats that was, at best, a marginal box office success, despite being critically panned. I guess this is what happens when you've annihilated basically every other legacy property you inherited from the far more talented minds that built your studio in the first place. Eventually, you're gonna have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. And so here we find ourselves, staring into the diarrhea-splattered toilet bowl of modern entertainment for the last time in 2022, once again questioning the terrible life choices that led us here. Anyway, let's get this shit over with so I can go and suffer through Avatar 2 instead. So the story...
By the way, before we get into this reaction, just want to let you know, I have not seen Avatar 2. Please go watch it. It's actually really good. This is probably James' another billion-dollar movie done. I don't know. And then I got another reaction after this, but I'll tell
if you can even call it that, picks up about 20 years after the events of the movie. Following the defeat of Bav Morda, yeah, that's the name alright, her daughter Sorsha has become queen and married Mad Mardigan, who's suspiciously absent from the show because I guess having a strong, heroic male character is to Lucasfilm what giving real, honest opinions of Disney movies is to Kevin Smith. Keep on crying, Kev. Maybe one day you'll get that directing gig that you traded in your balls for. Anyway, they had 2 kids before Mad Mardigan vanished. One is a skinny, effeminate womanizer, but he vanishes in the first episode, so we won't worry about him for now. The more important character here is obviously his sister Kit.
What would you like to hear? What the hell was that?
No, not that Kit. Although considering how little sense this show makes, I wouldn't be entirely surprised if a talking car from the 1980s suddenly burst onto the set and started fighting people. Kit is whatever passes for a main character in Willow. I know, right? Imagine a Lucasfilm sequel to a legacy IP that crowbars another generically strong female character into the main role. And so from this point onward, we're gonna call her exactly what she is. Strong female character. So strong female character fancies herself as an adventurer and a warrior, and she spends most of her days sparring and swapping long admiring glances at Ginger Plank of Woods. And don't worry, we're going to talk more about her later. Believe that. Anyway, in case you missed the not so subtle hints that the show hammers you over the head with in literally the first 5 minutes, strong female character and Ginger Plank of Wood are super gay for each other, because this show has to reflect the world we live in today. Anyway, what if?
I wish they leave reality stuff out of fiction stuff. Can ya? Sorry about that, my phone was acting weird. That's why I was trying to silence it. But I wish they stopped doing that, y'all. Like, we were just... Oh, my God. What happened to the days when we were kids, we could just go watch a movie and enjoy it for what it was trying to do? Now these days, we gotta watch all this woke shit. Like, back in the day, bro, Disney was on fire. They was popping. Marvel was kind of meh. DC was up there. They were popping with their animation shows and movies. And, man, back in the day, bro, my childhood is gone.
The point is that strong female character is angry because Ginger Plank of Wood is planning to leave and start training to become a knight. Yeah, sure, yeah, okay. And so this drives a rift between the two characters. Complicating things even further is the fact that strong female character is due to be married to the son of an important nobleman to help cement the future of their kingdom. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think this guy will turn out to be strong, capable, assertive and masculine, or a weak, cowardly, timid-looking beta male that uses safety scissors to open his bags of crisps? You know, it's weird, but I feel like I can almost smell the writer's room for this show. So strong female characters busy humiliating him and generally acting like a total asshole on their wedding night, but oh no, then the castle comes under attack by some monster things called the Gales, and her idiot brother gets kidnapped in the fighting. Oh no, what a terrible loss, I really liked him. But clearly something must be done. Do you think the Queen will send the full might of her military to crush the threat and get her son back? Or will she send her only remaining child along with a bunch of random arseholes that are completely ill-equipped for a mission like this? I'll give you one guess. So strong female character, ginger plank of wood, and a group of talentless diversity hires head out to defeat the bad guys, rescue the helpless prince, and save the day. Yeah, see what you did there, Lucasfilm? How very progressive of you. Oh yeah, and they're all...
Also, chat, please send me Critical Drinkers videos when they go up, because YouTube notifications are working. That's why I'm going through my phone and turning my notification off and turning it back on. I already subscribed to him, but for whatever reason, I'm not getting his video. Send me any type of videos you guys want me to react to. And if I don't get it through notification, I'll at least expect you guys to, comment it and send it to me.
Also accompanied by a young serving girl who seems suspiciously outspoken and confident for someone of such low standing. Yeah, I wonder if she might turn out to be far more important than she seems.
You are Elora Dammon, last god of Chimeria, future empress, high priestess, sent from sources of the Nine Realms, and the world's last, best hope against the evil coming to destroy us all.
Thank you, Warwick Davis. So the serving girl is actually Elora Dammon, the baby from the first movie that's quite literally the girl who's the key to everything. I mean, I'm pretty sure she had red hair in that film, but whatever. I guess having two redheads in one production might create some kind of ginger singularity that could destroy the entire universe. So yeah, once again, she becomes their only hope of destroying the bad guys and saving the world. How? Why? Don't know. She's magic or something, and that's as much as we're supposed to think about it. Oh yeah, and Willow finally shows up after about an hour of screen time in a show which is literally called Willow. I mean, where the hell do I even begin with this utter disaster of a show when basically every single aspect of it makes me want to gouge my eyes out, like I just had a 2-week self-catering holiday on the Event Horizon. I mean, I guess the thing that immediately leapt out at me about Willow was the dialogue, in that it makes Rings of Power seem like fucking Dostoevsky. Pretty much every single character talks and acts like they just walked off the street in downtown LA. The script is filled with dialogue, jokes and expressions that came straight out of 2022, and it's more jarring than taking a Ferrari up to 100 miles an hour and throwing it into reverse. Attempts to work in the kind of snarky humour you normally see in the MCU are almost physically painful to watch. God, I hate Marvel. I hate what it's done to cinema. Now, I know the original movie wasn't exactly Lord of the Rings in terms of its emotional tone, but it at least knew when to ease off the humour and work in some actual serious moments to make us feel like something was at stake. But here, it even gets in the way of actual exposition that would be genuinely useful for world building, and it feels more like the show is trying to act like some cool, self-aware comedian, ironically mocking his own persona. I mean, when a show literally takes the piss out of itself, it leaves me wondering what the hell I'm supposed to do. The script's also filled with absolutely nonsensical decisions and contrived events. Vitally important characters are allowed to wander alone and unguarded in hostile territory because everyone just kind of forgot about them. And when they get kidnapped, the rest of the group take off in pursuit with a heavy, overburdened wagon that needs constant repair and gets bogged down in rough terrain because nothing says urgent high-stakes pursuit like a nice leisurely jaunt on a fucking horse and cart. The group splits up for no particular reason at one point, further dividing their limited resources, only to conveniently reunite at exactly the correct moment so that the rest of the plot can happen. The acting, on the other hand, is so bad that it makes Tommy Wiseau look like Paul Newman. The only two actors in Willow who have an ounce of talent and actually seem to be taking their job seriously get killed off within the first few episodes, and honestly, if Finchy from The fucking Office turns out to be the best thing in your show, then you know you've got problems.
Hey, what up the bum? No, I'm done.
No, not the arse.
And truly, one of the biggest offenders here has got to be Ginger Plank of Woods. Seriously, I've got no idea why Disney has got such a hard-on for this actress, but they've cast her in everything from Star Wars to Marvel to Willow, and she's been absolutely terrible in all of them. She stumbles through every scene with the exact same look of blank, wide-eyed confusion no matter what the context or situation, and she has all the charisma and screen presence of a cardboard cutout of Brie Larson. Seriously, Disney, stop trying to make this girl happen. She's not going to happen. Willow also led me to another unfortunate conclusion. Warwick Davis can't fucking act anymore. I mean, he seems like a really cool guy in real life, and he's obviously had a great career, but one thing he's not now is a good actor. He delivers most of his lines like he literally just walked onto set and started reading them off a teleprompter for the first time. There's no inflection, no emotion, no sense that he's trying to convey anything about the character at all.
She thought it was safer if you grew up believing you were just like everyone else. But you're not. There's something very special inside you that's been stifled for far too long.
I mean, you'd think he would have been excited to reprise one of his biggest ever roles, but hey, maybe he'd actually read the script and realised what kind of shit he'd signed up for. Not that it matters all that much, since he's basically lost in a sea of other characters with nothing to do except complain about how he's getting old and can't do magic anymore, and I get the distinct impression that the show doesn't really want him there anyway. He's like that weird creepy uncle that gets invited over once a year at Christmas out of sheer obligation, and your parents have to make awkward small talk with him for an hour or two before sending him on his way. Yes, don't worry, Frank, I'm sure the court case will go fantastically. Of course you were wrongly accused. We don't believe a single word of it.
Bullshit.
Just like most other Lucasfilm productions, legacy characters like Willow only really exist to pave the way for a new generation of smarter, better, and more awesomer young people that were written especially for modern audiences.
God.
You know how I often joke about how writers these days have lost the ability to actually write likeable, relatable, and complex female characters, confusing strength and resilience with obnoxious arrogance and grandiose self-absorption? Well, strong female character is basically all of those gripes personified into one person. I don't know what they were thinking when they wrote this arrogant, self-absorbed moron, but I genuinely can't think of anyone I've disliked as quickly or as intensely as Princess Kit. She is simply awful whenever she's on screen, existing only to put down, humiliate, and steal attention away from everyone else around her, and it's all compounded by a smug, conceited performance from an actress that seems to think she's in a completely different show. But drink her, you multifaceted maestro of macho masculinity, I hear you say. Princess Kit is meant to be a flawed character that has to learn and mature throughout the story. She's not meant to be perfect right off the bat, because perfect characters are boring. That's absolutely true, hypothetical straw man, but even the most flawed of protagonists needs to have at least some redeeming features to get you invested in them. Han Solo, Tony Stark, and shit, even Mad Mardigan from the original Willow were all flawed characters that had a lot of room for personal growth, but they each had enough innate charm, likability, and charisma that you actually wanted them to become better. The only thing I wanted Princess Kit to do was stick her head in a fucking food blender. The relationship between her and Ginger Plank of Wood is supposed to form the backbone of the show's narrative, but honestly, I couldn't care less if they ended up together because why should I? They're a pair of insufferable idiots played by terrible actresses, and their romance has all the depth of that puddle of stale piss on my kitchen floor. All of these horrific elements combine together to form what has to be one of the most painful, miserable, vomit-inducing viewing experiences I've had all year. And believe me, that's up against some pretty stiff competition. As hard as this might be to believe, Willow might actually be worse than Rings of Power and even She-Hulk.
No. Yes. I don't know, that's
serious?
In short, Willow is quite simply an insult. It's an insult to the source material, an insult to the fans, an insult to human intelligence, and an insult to the very concept of filmmaking. I managed to slog through 4 episodes before deciding, fuck it, this just isn't worth it anymore. And if it's not worth my time, then I'm pretty sure it's not worth yours either. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away! Wait now!
Oh my god. I'm assuming he's been playing too much God of War because that's the only reason he said it out. But yeah, anyways, y'all, my notifications been bugged, acting funny, so send me links that if I don't get them in time, I will try my best to react to them and post them immediately once I get them. But tomorrow is going to be an exciting day because I think Death Battle is doing Gogeta versus Vegito. So that would most definitely be up. So I think the fight gonna take place around 11 o'clock or 12 before I go to work. So we'll have that up. That's why I'm shooting these videos so late at night at fucking 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. But anyways, guys, hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you like and share with all your friends. Help a brother out. I'm at 154 subscribers. We almost at 200 subscribers. Come on, support your boys. Spread the word. The Bliss was doing reaction. I forgot we had another reaction. I had to do to something else too, but it gonna come back to me because, like I said, I gotta go down on this. I got a list. I'm literally reading down on this piece of paper of reaction videos I have to do for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's check this joint on out, y'all. This shit ain't gonna be sicker than I ain't gonna lie. Capcom has been killing it. Capcom is dipping their balls in some good juice right now. They feeling themselves. They said they made all this money off Resident Evil and shit. They like, man, we ain't broke no more.